problem. We start off with which two? 0 miles, 0 time. All right, then it says she can walk 1 mile in 10 minutes. So 1 mile, 10 minutes. Next, what you put? 2 miles in 20 minutes, and then 3 miles in 30 minutes. Okay, the whole purpose of what we're doing. Which one of these in that chart is the unit rate? If I ask you to take your highlighter right now, which you should have one at your seat, I ask you to highlight the unit rate in the chart. What two numbers would you highlight in this chart for the unit rate? 1 and 10. So we're going to highlight 1 mile in 10 minutes. There's the unit rate. Once you write that, unit rate. Okay? How would I write that as a fraction? What does a unit rate have to have on the bottom? The 1. I know the 1 has to go on the bottom. That was the distance. What goes on top? 10. So 10 minutes, 1 mile. Okay? There's our unit rate. Okay? Next. It says, what direct variation equation would represent the miles and time that Susie can walk? So how would I write this? What is my constant of proportionality? This is my unit rate. What's my constant? The 10 is my constant. So how would I write this? Y equals 10x, what you still have from last time on the Susie problem. Who got it?
I just got 10. I forgot to put the X.
Okay, fix the x. Good. Y equals 10x. Any questions? Okay. The next problem that we're going to work out is the one that you put down right here. Complete the table for y equals negative 5x. I want you to write above this. I want you to put plug and chug. Plug and chug. So when you hear me say plug and chug, you know what I mean. I'll put a little anchor chart up for us too to help us remember that. It's called plug and chug. You're going to have a colored pencil and pencil at this time for this next part. Okay? Using your regular pencil, it wants us to take this equation, y equals negative 5x. It wants us to plug in a 0, and then a 1, and then a 2, a 3, and a 4 in place of x to get our y values out. Okay? Using your regular pencil, I want you to go over here and I want you to write y is equal to negative 5x. Y is equal to negative 5x. Except we're going to write that x using a colored pencil. So we're going to do y is equal to negative 5, and I want you to use a colored pencil to put the x. Because the x is what is going to change. That negative 5 is our constant. It stays. That is negative 5 times x. Okay? Regular pencil. You ready? The first x we're going to plug in is 0. So regular pencil. Y equals negative 5. And what are we going to put in place of x? 0. Does that mean it becomes negative 50? No. What does that mean? So multiply negative 5 times 0. What is negative 5 times 0? 0. 0. So we put 0 in, we got 0 out. That's a function. Put number in, your number out. Okay? The next number that we're going to plug in is a what? A 1. A 1. Regular pencil. Y equals negative 5 times colored pencil 1 equals. What's negative 5 times 1? Negative 4. Negative 5 times 1. Negative 5. We put a 1 in, we get negative 5 out. Okay? What's the next number we're going to plug and chug? What's the next number we're going to plug in? A 2, regular pencil. Y equals negative 5 times 2. What do we get? What is negative 5 times 2? Negative 10. So we get negative 10. Alright? The next number that we plug and chug is a 3. So y equals negative 5 times 3, which equals negative 15. So we get negative 15. And the last one that we're going to plug and chug is a 4. So we get y is equal to negative 5 times 4, which is negative 20. And that's plug and chug. The number in, your value out. Chug, 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 machine.
Oh, we took an apple.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
okay. All right. Now the box says to graph. It says graph the table of values. So it wants us to put these on a graph. Okay. Now the little bitty graph we have right here is not big enough to graph these values. So before I give you a piece of graph paper, let's first of all figure out, what do you mean graph? How do I go to graphing from this chart? So let's start right here. What's my first ordered pair of a graph? And we're going to come over here and make a list of our ordered pairs. We're going to graph 0, comma, 0. Okay? What's the next ordered pair I'm going to graph? 1 and so 1 comma negative 5. Okay, what's the next ordered pair I'm going to graph?
2,
No, 2 comma
10.
2 comma negative 10. The next ordered pair.
3, comma, negative 15.
Yes, 3 comma negative 15. And the next one? 4 comma
Comma, negative 20.
Okay, they are the ordered pairs that we're going to graph. Okay, everybody see that? Okay, now, the next thing I want us to do is Mr. Baraldi is coming around with some graph paper for you. Okay,
You got this last
good. So we shouldn't have any issues doing this thing. Good. I'm glad you told me that. I expect that we're going to do great with this thing. Perfect.
We went over, we didn't hit the mark.
Okay. Take your graph paper and ruler. You cannot fold this and find the middle because there's no middle. So don't try to fold it to find the middle. You can't fold it. There's no middle. Okay? Take your ruler, cut a single line that looks like it's the middle, line it up, draw your y-axis all the way down. All the way down. You don't have rulers, we're going to get some here. But all the way down.
It doesn't have them.
Which one?
Okay? Then draw, find the middle, and draw you an x-axis. Go. So it looks like mine on the screen. So it needs to be all the way down the paper, all the way across the paper.
I have the written one.
I know I did, got it. Okay. Now let's label our axes on our graph. This is the what axis that goes like the horizon. Which axis is this? This is the x-axis. And the one that goes vertical up and down is the y-axis. Okay? All right, let's plot our first dot using our color pencil. The first ordered pair is 0, 0. So we go 0, 0, and we make a point. Okay, we're done with 0, 0. Next, 1 and negative 5. So I put a 1 on my X line and negative 5. Does that mean to go up 5 or down 5?
Down.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1, negative 5. Got that. Next is 2, negative 10. So I go on my X line, I go 2, 1, 2. Gotta go up 10 or down 10? Down 10. So go down 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's my 2, negative 10. Okay, next is 3, negative 15. So I go over to 3. 1, 2, 3. I go down 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 3, negative 15. And the last one is 4, negative 20. So you'll plot that last dot. Okay, we'll take our ruler, line up our dots. And we draw our line. Nope. It should be.
I know my about it like that.
Okay, well, you plot it something incorrect. And you go back there and plot it again.
I get it.
Okay? It should line straight up like mine. It's a straight line. But you have arrows on both ends of your line. Make sure you have arrows on both ends. If yours looks weird, it's got a curve in it, that means that you have misplotted a dot. Okay, everybody have that? Yes? Are we good there? Any questions? No? Okay, good. So we know how to go from a T-table to a graph. So if I give you a T-table and I say, graph this, you're not going to go, graph what?
I know a graph. I don't know what's
Huh?
I know a graph. I don't know what you did. I know.
We just did it.
I know.
What don't you get about that?
But you can't hold it.
Uh-huh. You just pull the points from the T-table.
How do you know what's
So sometimes it will give you the equation. It just replace the X, whatever they give you. What was your question? You sure? Because all we did was pull them right off the table. 0, 0, 1, negative 5, 2, negative 10, 3, negative 15, 4, negative 20. Pull them right off the chart. That's how we got these points. Is that what you're confused about? All we did was replace the X with 0. This is your X is right there. Put a 0 in place of X, put a 1 in place of X, you put a 2 in place of X, you put a 3 in place of X, and a 4. You just use your regular math skills to get the number out. Okay? That's it. All right, any other questions? All right, the next question is the T-shirt problem. The T-shirt problem, here we go. Everybody have the T-shirt problem? All right, it says 8 T-shirts cost $8. Dollar price represent how much 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 T-shirts will cost. Highlight them. highlight it right here. 8 t-shirts cost $8. How do I write that as a fraction?
8/1.
8/8.
Huh? 8/1, which what does that mean? If I write 8/1, tell me what the 8 stands for.
It's a unit rate.
Tell me what the 8 stands for.
For money, for how much it
I'm
costs.
asking Brian, he came up with 8/1, so I'm asking him, I'm gonna ask you what yours means. What's the 8 mean? $8 for one shirt? Y'all agree? Is it $8 per shirt? Huh? Is it $8 per shirt? It said what?
$8 for 8 shirts.
But there's 8 of them. There's our 8 shirts. 8 t-shirts cost $1. Is that what you're saying, Ron? Or $8 for one shirt? So it's $8 per shirt. Each shirt's $8. Is that what you're saying? Okay, is that true?
No, because it says 8 shirts for $8, so that means
Does this work? Is that the unit rate? Nope, that's not the unit rate. Okay? That is not the unit rate.
Can it be
Okay,
$8?
so it's not this one. Okay, what would I write for this fraction right here?
8/8.
Okay, what does 8/8 mean? Will
$8 for 8 shirts.
$8 for 8 shirts. Write that on your paper. $8 for 8 shirts. Okay, I agree with you. But Teresita, is that a unit rate?
No,
Why not?
because that's not the one that.
That's what we want on the bottom. Brian was trying to get us to a unit rate. You tried, and you did a good try, but not quite there yet. $8 for 8 shirts. So what do we have to figure out the unit rate? How much what?
One shirt.
How much does one shirt cost?
$1.
If 8 shirts cost $8, each shirt has to be $1. Okay? So the unit rate is $1 for one shirt. $1 for every shirt. Okay, you don't have to know the t-shirts. I'm just doing this, taking this step further so that you can see how this works. $1 for every shirt. This is the unit rate right here, correct? Once you draw that, once you write that out, unit rate. There it is, $1 per shirt. That's a good deal, huh? $1 per t-shirt. Got Mr. B's rate for you. All right, $1 per shirt. It says ball graphs represent how much 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 t-shirts cost. So this is my T-table. Draw your little T-table. It has to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blanks on it. So don't try to use a ruler, just freehand it. We don't have time to make it super duper neat. Draw you a T-table. Okay, here we go. What numbers did we put on this side right here? What numbers go over here on the X side? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Where did I get those numbers from? In the what? Problem, right? You understand that? Okay, what do those numbers stand for? The shirts. And then also the what, Alex? The X. Good. Those are our X's. Those are X axis. There's for the shirts. All right. Next. What goes on this side? The what? Okay. Take the color pencil. This is going to be the cost. And that's the what axis? The Y. Everybody with me so far? Okay, we're going to figure out now. We're gonna figure out the cost, okay? We're doing plug-in shirts, but we're doing it vintage. Okay? Alright, one shirt costs $1. $1. Okay? Two shirts will cost $2. Three shirts will cost $3. Four shirts will cost, and five shirts will cost. Okay, see how we did that? If this is the unit rate, what would the equation be? Yes, it's the equation. Y equals 1x. That's the equation. Get that down. Good job. All right, now we have the graphic, so let's get our ordered pairs off the T-table. Here, Stephen, we're going to get our ordered pairs off this table now, okay? What's the first ordered pair that we have to graph right here? 1, comma, 1. What's the next ordered pair? 2, comma, 2. The next ordered pair? 3, comma, 3. The next ordered pair? 4, comma, 4. And the last one? 5, comma, 5. Okay, we're ready now to go to our graph paper and plot this. Mr. B and I are giving you a little bitty square of graph paper. And we're going to plot this. So I'm not going to use that big sheet of graph paper. That big sheet of graph paper, you're going to use it again in just a minute. Okay, so right now, you should have this little bitty square. Everybody have one yet? No. Okay. Mr. B was nice. He gave me one that has numbers on it. Oh, thank you. And the X and the Y is already labeled. All right, so let's go and let's plot this. 1, comma 1, 2, comma 2, 3, comma 3. Let's graph it. Okay? Well, let's wait. Let's get it graphed first. Okay, before we start doing it. Okay? Graph. So 1, comma 1, 2, comma 2, 3, and then go up 3, comma 3, 4, and go up 4, and then 5, go up 5. Okay, we take our ruler, and we plot it, and look, it goes through 0, 0. You don't see that? So we go through 0, 0, we get it correct. Okay? We're going to make sure we have arrows on the end. And there's your graph of the t-shirt problem. What?
What color t-shirt?
It's $1 t-shirt. Oh, if you buy 5 of them, it costs you $5. So.
You should know that you want shop.
Okay. Now, on your notes, some of you have space to glue this down, and some of you don't. If you don't have space, that's okay. You can walk over to the stapler and staple it to the back of your paper. Okay, so if you don't have room to glue it, then you go staple it. You can staple it yourself. There's a stapler over here by Lennell, and the glue on the bookcase. Go, glue or staple. And that concludes all of our notes for this lesson. Do we have the Coca-Cola problem in here? I emailed it to you, right?
I think so, yeah.
He's an Italian. Just to go down. He's Italian. You Italian.
You're being recorded. Hush. Yes, hush. Because it's on the internet. Be quiet. It's enough. Okay. The next assignment, I want you to take everything off of your desk except for your notes. And that big sheet of graph paper.
Even the supplies.
Let me send this back to I got it.
Please.
Can we scan it or just email back?
Okay. Our next assignment is the Coca-Cola problem. Okay? You may have gotten this on the day that you took that test, but I doubt it. Okay. We have Coke. I'm not going to compete with the extra Tonka. But what I can do is for some of those that can't keep their mouth closed, I can send this to your parents. All right. We have Coke, Pepsi. Okay? We have Pepsi. Look at the advertisement. Read it quietly. Look at the little coupon advertisement here. Okay, here's my Pepsi. Okay? Thank you. I worked really hard on that. Okay? Here's my Pepsi. Okay. All right, there's my Pepsi. All right, it says that you can buy how many of these? 2 for how much? $3. Okay, you can buy 2 for $3. So 2 of these cost $3. The first thing the sheet asks you to do is it says what is the cost per bottle. So if 2 of these cost $3, you got to figure out how much one will cost, and that's your unit rate. And that's going to help you do the rest of this sheet. The trick here is to figure out how much one of these will cost you. You get both of these for $3. So how much is one of these? $1.50. Okay, that's up to you. How much is one? Okay, you have to figure out how much one will cost. Everybody understand? And that will get you started with this assignment. You're going to work individual right now. Individual. Okay? Do all of your work on the paper. Now, you know that big sheet of graph paper we used a second ago? On the back of this, you'll need to go ahead and draw an X and a Y axis, just like we did earlier, because you're going to have to graph this T table. You get down to 11, I'll tell you to graph it. Okay? This has to be finished before class is over. We'll staple your graph and your work from this paper together. You'll answer everything on this paper, and you'll put it in a secret. What you don't finish of this assignment adds on to your regular homework tonight, because you should finish it right now. It'll take longer than 15 minutes to get this done. It's not that complicated. Most of you already figured out that what it's going to cost for one Coke. Once you have that, everything else is pretty easy. Okay? All right. You may begin.